Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey, let's get it going. Mics are hot.
How goes it? How goes it? How goes it? Hey,
What up, Robert?
not much.
My man.
Welcome back from the dead.
Welcome back from the dead, everybody.
3, 2, 1. Injection, fellas.
And we are in the house.
Yes, sir. In the building.
Oh, look at that. Wes is here on time.
Listen, that's a new thing.
Super new.
I just want to say what up, what up, what up. Colin, you know, I almost wearing my top hat, man.
You should have, man, instead of that damn eagle
Eagle.
hat. I tell you that much.
Hey, man. Your mama always said you was a hater, so you got to be careful, man.
49ers fan over here, man. I didn't think we was gonna get as far as we did, but
I was rooting for
we
you.
beat the Rams twice this year.
Hey, y'all lose Sunday though, man.
All in Sunday
Nah,
for you, bro.
I niggas all of a sudden 49ers fans.
I've been a Niners fan all my life.
That's what everybody said. And everybody said it on every response. All of a sudden,
I've been real all my life, and they confuse it with conceit.
oh man, I've been a 49ers fan all my life. What you
I've been
talking
a
about?
Niners fan since Jerry Rice, Steve Young. Matter of fact, Joe Montana. Let's take it back.
Right. I ain't never heard this nigga mention the 49ers ever.
You ain't never heard me mention no football team either. My team been
Exactly.
injured all year long. My team ain't supposed to make it this far. They one of the best. Matter of fact, the NFC West is the best division there is out there. So
I need to flip my camera. I'm tripping. Let me check my cog wheel.
Nah, your camera's good. We can read the love sign on the back wall.
Oh, on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, slow flip. Yeah, it's right here. I got another one over here that says, "Hey, beautiful." Anyway, good evening. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday, Junior. Happy welcome back, Mr. Come back from COVID got hands. The Rona was beating his tail, and he was definitely surrendering to COVID. So before we Mr. What? Oh, somebody got an echo. I better work that out, man. Come on now. Oh, work that out. Oh, I just want to say happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Friday, Junior. I want to welcome everybody to the dopest Thursday night podcast, Ask a Black Man Anything. I want to welcome all my fellas back. I do want to give you a small disclaimer and let you all know the only reason why we are away because health is more important than anything in the world, and we wanted to make sure that all of the fellas are healthy and that we can produce quality for you guys and that we are present. So won't go into any details unless the gentlemen want to tell themselves. But hey, here we are. So I want to definitely again welcome you all. Welcome Jill, Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Welcome Lakeisha. Welcome Big Bad Bull. And everybody else in the comments. I haven't seen them just yet, but welcome. We are live and in color, and we're happy that you are here. With that being said, I want to definitely bring my fellas into. Man, Colin, I was going to let you introduce yourself first. Want to bring the fellas on because while we were away, you probably forgot that we were still here, but we ain't never left you. We like a good girlfriend. We'll never leave you. Or like Jesus, he'll never leave you nor forsake you or whatever, who never leaves. Okay, boom. With that being said, John, it's on you, good sir.
All right, so hey, how y'all doing? I'm Jerron, licensed clinical social worker, licensed clinical therapist here in the state of Mississippi. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Looking forward to the discussion tonight. And with that being said, I'm going to go and pass it to Colin.
Good evening, everybody. Colin here. Glad to be here. As always, fellas, light it up tonight. Let's go, Mr. West in the building.
What's going on? Wes Stewart, aka Artistic IQ on social media. Gentlemen, let's get it cracking. The young bull, you up, baby?
What's going on, everybody? Shaheed Muhammad, licensed black cowboy. No, let's get into it. It's your favorite black cowboy. I'm good. I'm glad to be back with y'all, man. Let's get it rocking.
Robert Longmire, Bakersfield, California, man. I'm happy to be back out here, boys. Let's do it again. Mr. Chris.
This is what, episode 27?
We up there now. I don't even know.
Yeah. It's one of the, I gotta check. I gotta fact check myself. I can't just be saying stuff. 25. Episode 25. We've had produced and given you guys 25. Wait a minute. There we go. 25 amazing shows. 25 amazing shows. And we want to continue to do that. I am Chris Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. I'm the author of two amazing books. One is a workbook called The Ultimate Vetting Guide, and the second one is The Edge of Greatness. I'm also the only person that you probably know that published a board game, which is called Fire. You can find those in my Instagram bio, and my name is right there right there. The real _ Chris Davis. Make sure you support all the fellas. We actually if you go to my page, you'll be able to find all of these guys, and you'll be able to find them. You'll see Mr. Longmire. You'll see Shaheed, who actually can't play basketball, even though he thinks he can. You'll see Wes, who's actually growing his beard. He actually dyes his beard white. It's really black, but he dyes it because, he thinks he's, getting up in age, and so it's supposed to be like this wisdom thing. Colin is always fresh, and I want to tell y'all this. If y'all don't know how to dress, if you out there in whereversville, you don't know how to dress, y'all go to Colin's page. And Jerron, when I tell you he is cold as ice, he one of them 1906 brothers. You get some of the best from him. So with that being said, I want to jump into tonight, man, and I just want to say welcome back, everybody. How you guys been, man? It's been a couple weeks since we've been off. Everybody okay? Ain't nobody hurt? Nobody in their feelings and nothing like that? Rob, you need a hug?
Always, man.
Yes, always.
I was gonna say that Rob always needs a hug.
It's been a bad.
Facts.
The LL Cool J song, I Need Love.
Right.
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, but I hear my
conscience call.
Telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. Okay. Okay, that's one of my jams. Rob don't know nothing about that. That's before his time.
I know all about that.
Oh, we got to play what's it for Shaheed? Lil Uzi Vert.
Right.
I was gonna say the Wild Wild West.
Nah, he ain't on that. He ain't on that. He on the mumble rap. And my mom's. I don't know, bro. Like, you're younger than the crew, man. So what you prime together.
Lil Uzi Vert, that's not my era.
He said that's not happening.
He said that's not me at all.
Throwing some Cash Money though, we can talk.
Hey, what you know about Cash Money Millionaires?
That's what I was raised on.
Say less. Speaking of Cash Money Millionaires, I want to jump right in, man, because you guys may or may not have heard this amazing story that came out of out of Florida, out of Miami, and out of Detroit. And I don't know where the young lady is from, but here's the deal. There was a story about a young lady who met a guy on vacation. They were down in Miami 5 months ago. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months ago. And then she made a post on TikTok. And I definitely want to be able to share it with you all. And she said, hey, TikTok, do your thing. I know you guys can help me find this guy that I met on vacation. So she decides to go onto TikTok, make it public, where she made a connection with the guy. She allegedly got his phone number, and I'm only saying alleged because I wasn't there. And then at that point, she was still interested in the guy, and we wanted to just wanted to bring it to live, and wanted to talk about it real quick. Wanted to kind of dive in and kind of what's going on with somebody who do y'all women do that after 5 months of not having any conversation? Do you try to find this guy, or are you searching for him vigorously and you have no name, no phone number, but just a video? Is that something that women do? Fellas, chime in. Let me know where you stand. What would you do, Shahid? 5 months later, a young lady says, TikTok, help me find this guy that I met on the beach, one time that I lost his number. Tell me what you would do.
I mean, it's pretty flattering. I've actually had that happen to me before. Like somebody saw me out riding my horse out in public, and they reached out and they went through some back channels and tried to connect with me. It was pretty flattering. I wasn't particularly interested in this person, but just for what it's worth, that's flattering. But this whole story, me knowing the details of it, I personally don't agree with the backlash that he's receiving, being that he was a married man and whatnot. Like, the reality is, man, we've all been on these trips, these guys' trips to Miami, Vegas, wherever you are with your boys or whatever. And the reality is, man, like on these type of trips, when you want a woman, you going after her. You're not gonna give her your number so in hope she call you or whatever. If you are in Miami on Memorial Day weekend, whenever you're there, you trying to close that deal immediately. You're not trying to build no lifelong connection. You meet a woman for the weekend. If you like her, you trying to seal that deal in the next day or two, or whenever, the next night, whatever. So him receiving all this backlash, being a married man, like from what I saw, I personally didn't see too much of, um, you know, anything too inappropriate. I mean, yeah, like he was flirting. Like the reality is, when we leave on these vacations where it's going to be women in abundance, men in abundance, you know that your woman is going to be, out with her girls. Men are going to be buying her and her friends drinks. You're going to be out flirting with women. That's just what the reality is. But now today with social media, everybody can see everything. It just looks a lot worse than what it is. But I think it's pretty harmless. Like he didn't, he obviously wasn't too interested in her because he didn't try to close the deal. He didn't try to pursue anything beyond the interaction that we see. And we only see an interaction that she composed. Like we don't know what the true interaction was. We see what she put together and the music behind it, X, Y, and Z. So yeah, that's that for me.
Yeah, so let's jump to her video, and then we're gonna get his reaction video, and then we're gonna get more comments for the guys. I could have swore there was more video than that. But no, okay, so we see her video. We see where there's a half hug, right? And here's what I want you to notice. There is a hug, but look who's leaning more in on the hug, and look who's not leaning in, right? So typically, if a guy is really gonna make a move, what is he gonna do? Full embrace. He's probably gonna try to put his pelvis in the right area so she can get an idea of, hey, this is what's about to go down. So, Robert, let me know, man. What are your takes? One, on the entire situation, and two, just on the video. The first video, what you saw, where her friends are recording her and this gentleman's interactions.
It sounds like he found himself in an interaction he shouldn't have been in the first place. Like, I understand what Shahid was saying. Like, he ain't pursuing that, obviously, because she would have had his information, or she would have had enough to say that we did something. They never did anything. So, he's not guilty necessarily of cheating. However, he did put himself into a situation where he shouldn't have been. Like, that's well beyond what I would feel comfortable with my wife doing if she out on vacation. That's well beyond what I would feel comfortable doing if I was out on vacation and I have a wife at home. Like, that's disrespectful, if nothing else. So,
So I mean, I get that, man, but like the reality for me is just like when we lock into these marriages, the reality is, man, our partners they shouldn't be able to see everything that goes on. Not to say this is behind closed doors, but it's just like social media. We have so much access to one another. Like without social media, his wife would be a happy woman. Like this stuff, I mean, again, it's an interaction that obviously you're not going to interact this way in front of your woman. But the reality is, man, like as a married man that's locked in with your wife 10, 15 years, you might just want to get out and flirt and see if you still got it and see if women are still attracted to you. Like again, the information that we have, he did not have. She was searching for this man. He ain't searching for her. He went on back to his wife. You know what I mean? So I just think this is just well overblown. But when we have access to it and we see it, like it's just, you know what I mean? Like for example, if your woman goes off to Miami, Vegas, wherever, and you see a dude buying drinks and doing whatever, you're not gonna like that. But you know what I mean? If you see it, obviously you're not gonna like it. But that's the reality of what happens. Like, are we gonna go as far as say, hey, men flirting with you and buying you drinks and calling you pretty, that's inappropriate? Like, I think the fact that we see it with our eyes, we blowing it up.
but to me, like, I hear what you're saying, because honestly, like, if my chick went out somewhere and somebody's buying her drinks or whatever, personally, I'm like, hey, you saving us money. But once it gets to the point to where you actually close enough and y'all making contact, or you made such a connection that somebody's like, you know what, I actually want to seek this person out, well, then the flirting has gone too far. You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying, because shit,
Rob,
that's
if I'm a man, if I'm a single man in Vegas and I caught your girl in Vegas, Miami, wherever we are, I'm buying her drinks or whatever. She did nothing inappropriate. Like, we was flirting a little bit, and I post her on social media and say, hey, you know what I mean? I'm looking for this woman, X, Y, and Z. Like, your wife is wrong for that?
I'm saying, what it does is it brings a shame and embarrassment to me. She's like, your wife is hugged up with another dude. This is the same thing that happened with him. It's not as bad as it seems. I agree with you on that, but he also, look what it's doing. Like, just over wanting to flirt or wanting to let her know whatever she looked like, whatever sparked the conversation. It might not have been him. She might have approached him and they just had a quick conversation. She's like, "Can I get a hug?" And she does all this extra stuff, right? Um, but yeah,
I mean,
in the end, it still ends up being a situation where now he's got to go home and face his wife. She's embarrassed because now her friends, her mama, cousins, everybody sees that shit, and it's like, you could have avoided that whole situation by not putting yourself in it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, I'm a lot different when it comes to my interactions with women, but I feel like, man, if we can't just harmlessly flirt, you know what I mean, in relationships, it's like I truly believe that this stuff that you're not supposed to see is the reason why a lot of relationships remain successful and healthy, is because some men do get out and just get away from their woman and flirt here and there and just, you know what I mean? But
On
again,
the
like,
contrary,
I
you know,
also know a lot of guys that would have told their wife, while I was out there, some chick, she came up to me, whatever, we had a conversation, shared a little hug. His wife would have already known. I know a lot of guys
so let me
fall
ask
into.
this to the Isaiah dude. Why would a married man even be going to a trip like this where it's going to be women half naked, X, Y, and Z? His wife, I'm pretty sure his wife knew where he was at. So why would he even be able to have permission to go on this trip then? If you gotta be so uptight, and like, why even, have this certain privilege in your marriage if this is a violation? Because again, We don't. He has nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? This is something someone else bought into his world.
He got something to do with it because he put himself in a situation. But he probably went out on a guy's trip in the first place, where women are not supposed to be as close to them as, you know. But this gonna happen. But you know what I mean? Like, to the woman's vantage point, she's like, y'all not gonna be up on no women. Y'all gonna go drink. Y'all gonna smoke some cigars. Y'all gonna do whatever y'all gonna do. But don't be hugged up with a bride. Like, that's what it looks like.
Man, what guy's trip to Miami in the warm weather months is just gonna be like, oh, come on, man.
I don't know, but I ain't been to Miami yet. I'm still trying to get out there.
Or Vegas. I mean, you've been to Vegas, right, Rob? You
Oh yeah,
know,
Vegas around the corner. I'm in Vegas a lot.
you know that's in your backyard. So, have you taken a guy's trip? Let's start there. Have you taken a guy's trip?
I haven't actually taken a guy's trip to the standard of everybody else's guy's trip. Most of my stuff, there's definitely no women there because I'm the single friend out of all my guys. So
That's unfortunate.
I
So,
know.
on your guys trips, you telling me that all of your guys that are married that have always kept it 100% above board, they've never done anything outside the lines, never bought a drink for a lady, never flirted, that you know of. Is that what you're saying?
No,
That's
I'm saying one of my, like, okay, so there's two extremes. One of my guy friends never, like, his wife would never have any reason to ever suspect him of cheating. So their arguments will never fall into that line. Whereas the other one, that could have been him very easily. And so their arguments fall into the line of, I can't trust you. Do I trust you? Do I not trust you? Whether one of them cheats or doesn't cheat, they still have that conversation because of opportunities like that. Like, he's a bouncer. So I mean, I used to do bouncing too. Like, you get attention. So, you know, it presents more issues with having an opportunity for something like that to be presented, not only to yourself but to the world. On top of that, it creates issues. It creates mistrust. It doesn't need to be there.
So, Wes, have you been on a guy's trip and have you kept it above board on your guy's trips?
So that's an interesting question. So it's funny. I have one of my best friends, my oldest friends in the world. They always go on a guy's trip, and they always invite me, and I always have declined.
But you're single now, Wes.
Even when I was single, I still would
Okay.
decline. But here's the thing for me. So I have an issue with having a guy's trip. To be honest, I have an issue with a regular guy's night out if I'm in a relationship, specifically if I'm married. I at some point, whenever I choose my wife, everything that I'm building at that particular point is about her and I, and the memories that I'm creating. It's not that I'm not opposed to the occasional birthday party or get together for whatever special occasion, but I know a lot of guys who just literally once a year they get together with a group of guys and they'll vacation in the Dominican Republic or Vegas or whatever the case is, and the reality of it is that there's at the very least they're putting themselves in harm's way, so to speak, in a position where things could get a little hairy. And so I'm just at the same time though. So I'm against for myself. Like I'm just not interested in hanging out with you Negroes once I'm with a woman. That being said, I do and I have in my in the past. I've encouraged even my wife. Like when she goes out, she goes hang out with her girls. Enjoy yourself, flirt, have fun. Like I want her to still have the experience of being a beautiful, autonomous woman who got full reign over her body and who she is.
Wes,
And
did I hear you say you want her to go out and flirt and have fun?
yeah, yeah. So if she's going out for a girls' night, so just because I'm not interested in personally in a guy's night, I'm not trying to keep her from. I have this, and I'll be quick. I have this thought process about this stuff, and just in general, which is if I like sweet potato pie, and I love sweet potato pie, and she likes lemon meringue pie, if I don't like lemon meringue pie, I don't want to keep her from ever enjoying lemon meringue pie. Or the only pies that we can have together are the ones that we both like, and then everything else that she doesn't like or that I don't like, we can no longer touch in life. I think that's where we start to try to possess people instead of just loving them and being in a relationship with them. So to this particular point, uh, yeah, if she's gonna go out on a girls' night out, I understand what's gonna happen. I know men. She's a beautiful woman, so I knew that men are gonna be attracted to her. Men are going to flirt with her and attempt to buy her drinks, and I'm cool with that. Get the drinks, have a dance if you want to. There's something about a woman feeling beautiful. I can tell her she's beautiful all day long, and I always do it because by the time someone else tells her she's beautiful, it's not the first time she's heard it all day. She's already heard it from me. Um, and I think over time, what happens is we take our women for granted. We don't show them that we love them. We don't give them those affirmations. And then one day it's the guy at the office who's the only person that they're getting those affirmations from, and then it becomes a problem. But anyway, I say all of that to say simply that I understand that she may need to feel some excitement, something outside of me. Now, that's not about her actually going and having a relationship, but that's just about her feeling that she's beautiful outside of me. And it's not just the fact that you're my woman and I'm married to you that I'm giving you these affirmations. Because what happens if I'm affirming her and then she goes out into the world and gets affirmations, what that does for me is that puts money in my bank account with her. That means that confirms for her that I'm not just telling her this shit because I'm her husband or because I love her. That I'm actually seeing her as the world sees her. So yeah,
Wow, that's
all of
that's
that.
that's tough.
Yeah,
That's
all of
that's
that.
really
Yeah,
I mean,
so.
even with the picture that's up, like if he gonna randomly give that hug, he could have still turned and gave a whole sideways hug thing like the big homie, like, oh, she the homie, not like giving her the position that she got. You know, like it's just little things, little details like that. I know it's nitpicky, but little
I
details like
disagree
that
with
can
that.
end up in the situation.
I disagree with the hug issue because well, let me do this before I tell you why I disagree. Let's listen to his response as to what had transpired and all of that. Go ahead.
May concern. All right. To whom it may concern, this is the bald haired beard guy that's in the video next to cheetah print that's floating around. And I wasn't gonna comment to anything honestly because I know the truth, everything that happened. But little Miss Cheetah is really trying to run off this clout that she got from completely capping. So it's time for the truth. Now, I'll keep this short. Ma'am, we did meet in Miami. We had a 5 minute convo, about 5, 6, 7 minutes, 7 at the most. 5 months ago, have not talked, came in contact, none of that. Text, right, nothing. I didn't even know your name until all of this like transpired and you sent this crazy video. You know, again, 5 minute convo 5 months ago in 2021, August. It is January 2022, and you want to find the guy that you made a connection with in 5 minutes. Weird. But to break something down, now the video you made, you definitely edited and sliced it in a good way to depict whatever the hell you trying to prove or say.
Yeah, can we stop? Can we
But
stop the video?
some of the stuff you said, well, one thing you
The reason why, because this video is like a major face palm. Like he should have literally just stayed off the internet. Because after I saw this video, it was just like dude, you really didn't help your case. You just made it a whole lot worse. Or maybe he needs a PR or something because he's not the best at articulating. This dude is like face palm, seriously. Like his story is janky.
So
He
Colin,
Story
he
didn't
didn't
fix
do
anything.
he
Didn't
didn't
fix
do
anything for
anything to
me
help
either.
his case.
Didn't fix anything for me either.
What?
So
That's
what
why I said.
hold
That's
on.
why I said stop it. It's just like this is just. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment just like watching it. It's like first of all,
secondhand embarrassment.
Hold on.
like,
What exactly does he
oh,
need to fix though? I'm confused at what he needs to fix and what case does he need to help? Like, I mean, I've been in this position a lot. Not this position, but just going out to, wherever you are is abundance of women. You like the reality is I flirt with women that I don't want more than I do women that I actually want. Like,
Agreed.
because it's just like you see, it's more fun flirting with women you don't really want because there's no work in it. You could just flirt with them, send them on their way like he did. You're not expecting 5 months later for this random chick to post this video. Now she got pretty brown eyes playing in the background, and she's showing pictures of selfies of her laid up in the sand. Like that have nothing to do with me. And you adding me into this whatever it is that you're doing. Like I'm on about my way. If I wanted you, I would have had you that weekend. Like so, that's what I'm feeling like.
I think the issue
So
is
Colin, you don't feel that he helped his case at all. Have you ever been on a guy's trip, Colin?
yes, I have.
And on your normal guys trips, are you just, going to the beach and are you having a couple drinks and then going back to the room? Or is there, let me say was there more lascivious activities?
Well, let's just say I didn't have a girlfriend when I went on this guy's trip, so there was
Fair enough.
no boundaries or anything. So I was free to, do whatever it is that I did that's not on record. So
And here's the thing that I actually hate.
Just real quick, I'm never going on a guy's trip with nobody in his chat.
No, real talk. So here's the thing that I'm grateful for. Being over the age of 40, being in a certain age, a man of a certain age, one of the things that I'm really grateful for is that all of the stupid stuff I did when I was in my 20s, in my late teens, in my 30s too, is not on video. And we had internet. We had social media. It just wasn't a big thing to go and blast it out on social media in such a wild fashion. I don't agree with putting anybody on blast in any way, shape, or form. If you really wanted the connection, what in my opinion she should have made more of an effort. If you felt like you had a connection, then why wait 150 days?
you better
That's
take that back.
almost half a year.
You better take that back, Shaheed.
Say that again.
I just told Shaheed he better take that back.
Oh. So here's the thing. Why wait literally almost half a year in order to make this connection, in order to try to reach out? Why not
Well,
make the connection when you were on the first trip? Right? Exactly. Gerard, so chime in. Where do you stand? You're a young fella. You're not married. So have you been on a guy's trip? Have you made some connections? Are you in the Shaheed boat where you float more with women that you don't like than you do, or where do you land?
First of all, are y'all sure Jerron's not married?
nah, I ain't
Yeah, I'm
married.
positive. Yeah, we positive.
I be wondering
But
sometimes.
a lot, like I really haven't been on too many guy trips, and ones I have been on has really been with my fraternity brothers, and we went some places where it really ain't no per se women checking for us like that. We went to places like Denver, Colorado, where we were up in the mountains, stuff like that, like hiking in the mountains and things. But I would say at those particular times that I did go, kind of like Colin, I wasn't in a relationship. So when you're not in a relationship, everything is fair game. You know, it doesn't matter what you do because at the end of the day,
In the clear.
you're in the clear. So I didn't have anything to worry about. But I've never been in a situation like this guy right here, where I didn't get to see the video because I had to step away. But I guess he was married, and
Yeah.
somebody.
So give you a quick synopsis. He's married. He met a young lady. Well, let me get a full synopsis. He had a couple of drinks, or however many drinks he's had. He's on the beach. Met a young lady. They met in the water. He walked up to her, whatever the case is. They had a couple of pictures, shared a couple words. No more than 5 to 7 minutes is what he says. And then she tried to reach back out to him via TikTok after 5 months.
Man, that happen all the time though, right? I mean, people go out of town and stuff with their friends. They take their wedding ring off. They have fun for that weekend. Go back home, put the wedding ring back on. You never know. I guess in this particular situation, he just got caught up. Just the day and the age we live in with social media. Nothing is ever safe when it comes to social media, as we can see. It don't matter if it's 4, 5, 6, 7 months from now. If it happened, if somebody recorded it, they can always use that against you. So it's just as bad.
And here's the thing. My thing is, one of the things I actually dislike, and I hate it with a strong passion, is that we're in the age of internet entitlement, where because I have a phone, because I have access to TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and all platforms of social media, I'm going to record what I'm going to record and I'm going to put it on social media. Even kids now, as early as 5th and 6th grade, when a fight breaks out in school, they want to record it and they want to put it on Snapchat. Why? World Star. Why ATL Scoop? All these different shows, all these different internet places where people can go viral and start to make themselves have a name because they feel entitled. You felt entitled to this man, and I feel that had you vetted him better, you probably wouldn't have put yourself in that situation. Now, I do want to bring up anybody that's in the audience. If you have a comment, I see you're making your comments. Isaiah made a comment. He did put himself in a tough situation. I do agree that if I am married, I'm not going to behave that way. Well, I didn't behave that way in my first marriage. Never mind. That's a whole other story. We gonna talk about that. Anyway, but I'm single now, so I do what I want. But if you're watching the show and you have a question and you want to join the conversation, hit the link in the comments, call.aabma.live. If not, we're gonna continue the conversation. Robert, you look like you at the tip of the iceberg about to spill over. What you got?
Hey, Robert, before you move, before you go,
Wes.
Robert, Jerron, put your left hand in front of the camera for a second.
Man, I ain't married, man.
I'm checking. All right, go ahead. Continue.
Hey, I wouldn't lie on that, man. If I was married, I wouldn't lie about that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, Jerron in Mississippi. He gonna be married before the year is over, man. The Mississippi boys, man. They get good cooking down there. Good church music, and the whole nine. He gonna marry a good church woman from his own church. The mother of the church gonna put her with his daughter. Tell me I'm lying. Nevertheless, man. Any final comments on this particular hot topic, man? I mean, it literally blew up the internet. I want to have our producer's thoughts on it. I know he's kind of working it quietly in the background. I want to see. Let me hit him and see if he has any final comments.
Man, I'm gonna say this. The one last thing, he did not want that woman. If he wanted that woman, he would have got her number and attempted to close the deal that weekend. Like, he flirted with her, went on about his day, like that was that. Now, I'm not saying now who knows what he was doing other than that. Like, it might have been a shorty out there that he really wanted to close the deal on. But me as a man that has interacted with a lot of women, that one was not the one. He ain't want that one.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. I just think like sometimes we don't pay attention to the small little details. And to me, if he turns and gives her the hip instead of gives her like the shoulder hug, as opposed to the, you can get your hands around my waist. She ain't got no, there's nothing.
Hey man, if you gotta do all that, don't even go. Like,
It's a respect thing. No, it's a respect thing for the person you with. You don't even.
Yeah, but what
if
man
he does
is
that,
what,
if he does that, then his wife is not embarrassed by the picture. She's shocked that it happens. Like, yeah, my
but,
dude, but he gave her the whole side hug thing. It wasn't like she was able to get all
hey,
up on him.
I'm with you.
No. You know what? You know why the wife is embarrassed, Robert? The wife is embarrassed because she went on TikTok. It went viral. It went,
It
crazy
could have went
stupid.
viral, but the way that they hugged up, it changes everything. If he has the side hug, it's like nothing. But the way that they hugged up
Robert,
changes.
let me ask you a question, Robert.
Anybody in the audience add a comment?
How,
And he
I
got
want
his
to
Robert,
hand
see
on
how
her
you
how,
back.
feel
He
about
got his
that.
hand on something else.
Robert, this guy is intoxicated on the beach. How
Hey,
coherent are you to do
alcohol
a
is never
side
an
hug?
excuse, bro. Alcohol is never an excuse. Somebody cheat on me and say it's because I'm drunk. Alcohol is never an excuse.
But
I'm not going to
cheating
be
is
accused of
not
somebody drinking.
coherency, Robert.
Rob, are
Huh?
I'm
you serious?
asking you a point blank question. How coherent are you to start in the middle of a hug, think, oh, let me turn to the side and give her a side
Very,
hug?
very, because I care enough to be that.
No, Rob.
I
Hey,
care
Rob.
enough to be
Rob,
that
that's
coherent. I
cap,
care.
bro.
I'm not even disagreeing with Rob here. Rob, do you consider this man cheating on his wife?
No, I don't think he went too far. I believe me, I'm right along
because
with
if
you.
you
I don't think
do,
he went too far,
Shahid
but I
ain't
think
fucking with you.
he presented an opportunity to embarrass his household, like his kids, his
Okay,
wife,
that's
his
good.
auntie, his mama. He could have changed all of that with simply just being cognizant of the way he's moving.
He
That's all I'm saying.
inebriated.
Inebriated, that's not an excuse. That will never fly. That's
Ro-
never a good reason.
Okay,
Unless
so let me
somebody's
flip.
sipping
Hold
something,
hold
that's
on.
never a
Let
good
me
reason.
then let me flip the script real fast and tell you it is an excuse because when women are intoxicated and you have intercourse with them, that is considered
That's
rape.
rape. That's rape.
It's rape. And so if intoxication is not an excuse, why are we blurring the lines and saying it's okay for the man to be like, oh yeah, let me give it a side hug. But why can we not say, well, you know what you got going on, you know what you're doing while you're a woman and you're intoxicated? What's the difference? And I'm not, and by no means, let me make this clear. By no means am I saying it's okay to sleep with anybody when they're intoxicated. I'm just saying if Robert is saying it's he should be more coherent, why can't what's good for the goose be good for the gander?
And I'm gonna say it at the own risk of my own detriment. Like there's intoxicating, there's drunk as hell. Drunk as hell is definitely rape. Intoxicated, you're cognizant. I've been drunk and
No, 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 no,
cognizant.
no, 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 no. You blurring these lines big time.
Yeah, Rob.
Hey,
Like
what can I trade in my lightsaber? I want to wear
you
it.
you
Can I
you
get a
towing the
lightsaber?
line, Rob.
I'm never for me okay for me personally. Then everybody else can look at it however they want to look at it. For me personally, if I ever do anything outside of the norm and I'm drinking, I'm not doing it because I'm drinking. I'm cognizant of my behavior. I'm not gonna put myself in the situation to where I drink enough to not be aware of what I am doing. That's
Famous
too far.
last words. You sure you want to say you don't want to take that back on the internet?
I,
This shit
I
go.
So
This
Robert,
shit
let
gonna
me
live a
ask you a
long
question.
time.
that might get me in trouble in the future,
Robert, you're
but I stand
saying
by
that
it. Like
your
I'm not
level
gonna
of
let.
drunk and you're being cognizant, right? But I see that you literally avoided the question that I asked you. What's the difference between a woman being
I
intoxicated?
don't.
And
I
I
don't
didn't
have a
say drunk as hell.
look.
You're moving the goalpost. I'm
I'm
saying, what's the difference? A
What I'm
one
saying,
drink,
what I'm
five
saying
drinks.
is I still would not allow alcohol to be the excuse either way. If I'm with somebody,
Wow.
if I'm with somebody and she goes out drinking and she ends up sleeping with a dude, I'm not gonna say it's cool because you were drinking. That's not my. Is that your response? It's cool because you had a drink. That's not your response. That's not my response. And vice versa. If I go out and I cheat on my wife and I was drinking, it's not cool because I was drinking. It's not acceptable.
I'm
So
not
that's
see
all I'm saying.
you're
Either
blurring
way,
the lines. This man, you just said this man is not cheating.
I didn't. You're right. I didn't say he cheated. I never said he cheated. But I'm saying using intoxication as a valid reason to not be coherent of your actions isn't what we should be doing. We should be
But
cognizant
Robert, that
over how
flies in the
much we
face
drink.
of. But
We should be
that,
cognizant over how much we drink. We shouldn't even drink enough to put ourselves in the situation to where we cannot coherently monitor our own actions.
but listen,
Like
by that definition, though, what Chris is saying, by that definition, by your words, then there are a lot of women who have been taken advantage of, who you don't give, who you would blame the woman in those scenarios, as opposed to the person who.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly the
And,
But
point I
let's not
want to
conflate.
drive
You know
home.
what? Let's
He
steer away.
said
Wait.
if she has one drink or five,
Let's
she should be aware that she going home with somebody and sleeping with them.
listen.
That's crazy.
Listen. Let's
that's
stay away from this. Wait, out of respect for a lot of women who actually have these experiences, let's not conflate and compare those two things. Anyway, we get the concept that we're talking about, but I think we should move past that specific thing out of respect for the people who may have endured that. That's it. So, a little wisdom from the LG.
yeah. I'm still in the mood to get myself in
Did
trouble,
you
but
say
I
LG
I
or
agree.
OG?
I said OG, but you can say LG.
What's the L stand for?
Long.
Never mind. I don't want to know nothing else. You're gonna start taking it somewhere else. It's gonna be a whole nother thing. With that being said, let me go all the way away from that, and let me shift away from this hot topic, man. It's definitely been an amazing topic that's blown up the internet. I want to see your comments in the chat. Let me know what you think. If you think the guy was right, um, if you think the guy was in his rights to be inebriated on the beach and have a little fun, like
Press one.
Shahid says,
Okay.
give me a 1. If you think that the woman was wrong or the woman was right, give me a 2. Let's do that. If you think
y'all
the
want-
guy was right, give me a 1. If you think the woman was right, give me a 2.
If y'all want Robert kicked off Ask a Black Man Anything, give us a 3.
If y'all see that Robert has put on his official cape and he is flying like Captain Save 'em. Good night. Well, I do want to also bring, like I said, if you have a question and you're in the audience, by all means, hit call.aabma.live. Make sure you click the link in the chat and come up. If you want to pose a question to us about what we said, or you want to add some value, you also have that opportunity to do so at any time during the show. But we're
I got a
actually
question. I got a
go
question.
for it.
So, we've all taken a woman out for drinks. We've all probably had sex with said woman on said date. Did we all rape somebody?
Robert,
I've never.
no, man, we didn't rape nobody, man.
So
Oh my
Exactly
here's the
my
thing.
point.
No,
I'm trying
wait,
to.
Here's the
no.
thing. Wes just said that we're going to not, I think the word was conflate this particular topic.
Yes.
Yeah, it
We're gonna
just
we're gonna edit that part. We apologize if
Take
Robert
Rob
is
off the
insensitive.
screen. I don't want to see his face right
Yeah,
now.
I don't understand where
Oh
he
my
went.
God.
He was okay up until that moment.
We don't have any
I don't
ones.
understand.
We don't have any ones or twos in the audience. So I
No
guess-
ones or twos.
yeah, and
No.
neither one of them was right. So
Can we make Rob's
No,
screen
no.
like really, really small? Can we get his screen a little bit smaller? Just put him in timeout for a minute.
No, you gotta put him backstage. What just happened right there? No. So every show we get an opportunity to answer questions from those who mail in questions to us. And if you have a question, you're watching this show on live stream or you're watching a replay, or your friend shared it with you. And I do want to say this. I want to take a moment and ask you to share it to your Facebook page, share it to your Instagram. Take a screenshot and put it in your Instagram, Insta stories. You tag us right here on your Insta stories. I love to see those comments. Make sure you also tag Ask a Black Man Anything, as we are also, when we are live on YouTube, we want to see social proof and we want to see and support you in whatever your endeavors are doing with your social media pages. That being said, we always get questions on a weekly basis from different viewers, whether they have seen us on Clubhouse, where we originally started. And I do want to let you all know that we started on Clubhouse January 16th, 2021. And that was our inaugural date where we all kind of got together and kind of got to this particular place now in about 6 months later. So we have a question from, I got to go back and find it. I think it's Lillian. Lillian W. Lillian asks, what should a man provide in the beginning phase of getting to know a woman? And when I went back and I kind of asked her, got more context. What I asked her was, well, what do you mean? What should a man provide? Does it mean that he should just be getting all the dates? He should be paying for all the dates. Does it mean that he should be making it seem like he's a husband? But that's her question. What are things that you feel a man should provide in the beginning phases of the getting to know phase? Captain, you want to go first?
I'm gonna let y'all go first because I'm gonna let y'all go first. Go
He
ahead.
is listen. He is in his feelings, and Robert, we apologize.
we
I'm
do
not.
not
I
care.
love you.
I'm not in my
You
feelings
love
whatsoever.
me.
But
We're
I will say this
happy.
though. I will say this though. I do take a lot of risks sometimes in my commentary, and I do understand the severity of sexual assault and everything like that. So if anybody is offended by me, I do want to make sure I apologize for that. I do believe in having the tough conversations, and that's one of them that there's a lot of play in it. So, but
Respect.
I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and answer that.
Respect.
Oh.
Look, he's trying to get a. He's trying to. No,
Look,
he's back in my
he's
good
trying to
grace.
get his wins back up. Look at him. So, Jerron, you're a single man. What are some things that
No, I'm
you
not.
are being?
Is he? Is he? Is he
Oh,
though?
single,
You
not
know I'm
married.
not.
Single,
Well,
as
I'm
in
not
not
married.
married.
I'm not
Single as
married.
in not married. That's what I mean by single. So obviously, if you've been in a relationship, or in the courting phase, you went through the courting phase, you went to the dating phase. What are some things that you provided, or were asked to provide, or expected to provide in the dating phase, or just tell me your experience in general? What do you think men should provide?
So, I just speak from my own point of view and my own perspective. A couple of things that I did provide was a sense of honesty. I was up front, what I wanted and what I was looking for. If that was just to have a good time, that's what it was. If I was looking for something a little bit more serious, I also said that too. And I wanted to state those needs up front. And so somebody wouldn't say that I was leading them on, or that you didn't tell me this stuff, or no, they had it the wrong way. I had it messed up. So I was straight up front. I was honest with them about what I wanted. I also I took the initiative sometimes. So when it came to actually doing dates and stuff like that, I want to show that I can actually plan sometime. Now, I've heard some women say men can't plan nothing. The men don't like to plan nothing. Or they don't like to go on no dates or plan anything. And so a couple of times, I've actually taken the initiative of actually plan something, go somewhere, do something a little different where she didn't have to always pick where she wanted to do or where she wanted to go. I actually took the time to actually plan it myself, picked her up and stuff like that. So I think between those two things, taking the initiative to actually take that person out where they didn't actually have to come up with anything for us to do, and me actually stating up front what my intentions were and being genuine with it. I think from my own perspective, those were two things that I provided when it came to actually dating.
Colin, you're courting, you're dating. What are some things that you provided in the initial phases before you got to the relationship? What are some things that you provided or in your experience, what are things that men should provide in the initial dating phases, courting phases, or getting to know phases?
I presented myself. That's it. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, obviously, it would have been a long distance relationship. I did present myself, so it's just like I was there, present, we was talking every single day on video. First, it started on audio, then it was video. So, then what Jerron said also, it was just being honest about my intent, following up, making sure I do what I say I'm going to do, following up on my words. So it's just like, hey, I'm going to see you within this time frame. Of course, y'all know that happened. So this is my first time being in a very long distance relationship. So, but yeah, just being present, showing up, and being intentional and communicating that intent. So yeah.
I think my
Period.
Yeah, you can put me down in the middle. These three guys are in relationships. Put
Hey
me
man,
down.
I don't believe in wasting no time though, man. I feel like, man, where I am now in life, man, you can waste a whole lot of time, man. And so, if I know that I want nothing more with you, man, just a quick fling or just to have fun, I ain't even gonna waste your time like that and get your hopes up. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of me wasting your time, getting your hopes up, then have to turn right back around and break your heart or something like that. So if I
Right.
let you know what it is in the beginning, whatever way you feel after that, that's up to you. I've let you know what I wanted. So if you can take it or you can leave it, but at the end of the day, at least I was honest with you. So I don't believe in wasting no time with a person.
I'm glad you said that because I'm the same way, got the same philosophy. It's just like there's cheaper ways for me to, beat around the bush. So it's just like, not taking trips and things like that and everything. It's like if I wasn't serious or committed, it's just like there's cheaper routes for me to, not do that. So it's just like, yeah, not wasting time. But yeah, I agree.
So, Robert, you ready now, or are you still waiting in the water?
No, I'm good. I had my answer before y'all even started. I was just wondering if
In
y'all was
the
gonna say something.
Now, we
water.
still have this hug for you, Robert. Okay, we want to. I know you're
Y'all better
hurting.
quit picking on
Look,
Robert.
We got
I
no
know
first
you're
love for
off,
feeling
Robert.
first off, I
low.
already don't want all that cuddly hug from you, bro. We can get that. We can get that side hug going.
Hey, y'all see, he might be drunk, so he want to do the side hug.
I'll tell you what, we ain't gonna have no picture where you hugged up on me trying to get close to me like
Hey, Robert, I got a picture of you though, bro. Let me pull it up real fast.
Oh gosh.
Hey, can we put Isaiah B's comment up on the screen real quick? For me, man, like I think we just when I'm in the process of trying to get to know you, I don't owe you anything. Like I don't owe you anything, but as Colin said, is myself. Just present to you who I am, and then we go from there. If I'm in the stage of getting to know you, at any moment, I have the right to say, hey, I don't like you, and I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think I assume that question is from a woman, but I think it's too many expectations at the beginning on people, and we expect too much. When I'm in the process of getting to know a woman, all I expect from her is just for her to be true to who she is. And that's that. And then I can make a decision if I like her or I don't. But I don't need her to provide anything for me. I don't need it's just like we have these expectations that we put on people as if they owe us something. I don't owe a woman anything that I'm trying to get to know but my true self. That's it. Now, who I am as my true self, that entails what comes with me and what I do provide, but I don't owe you anything. Like, if I might not like you and I have the right to never text you again, never call you again, go ghost on you if I want. Like, we're getting to know one another. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not obligated to do anything. So, like, providing a clear insight into my life, I feel like that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, to you know what I mean? Just from getting like, why do I owe you a clear insight into my life?
Yeah,
Like,
and based on what Shahid said, something that really sparked something with me, and and I absolutely agree, man. And you don't. And initially, my thought was that, well, we owe each other honesty or whatever the case is. But the reality of it is we don't. As a man, I don't owe her even my authenticity or my honesty. I don't owe that to her, but I do owe it to myself, because if I'm not being that, then I'm only hurting me. And I think that's the whole thing. When you get down to it, we don't owe the person anything. It's all about what we owe ourselves, and that should dictate how we show up and the whole.
Robert,
I don't
Shahid,
know.
you muted. There you go.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know Lillian or whatever. I don't know what her intentions are with the question, but it just comes off as if like she's asking what should she expect? You know what I mean? What should this man be checking off as
Right.
he's trying to get to know her? And that just puts both of them at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? Because now he feels like damn, like I just thought you were a beautiful woman. I wanted to get to know you, XYZ. And I feel like now I have to be doing certain things and meeting certain marks to get to know you.
And she needs to really, if that's going with that same trick, then it becomes about, it's not about what he should be doing. It's just simply, hey, what do you require? What do you want him to be doing? And if he's not doing that, whether it's legit or not, well, you can want whatever you want, but whether it's valid or not, if he's not providing, that's all that matters to you. Go move around. Go find someone who's going to provide whatever it is. But I think that's to the detriment of a lot of women, is that they keep looking to us to provide them the answers that they should have, which is what it is that you want. I shouldn't have to perform for you. I'm not a monkey.
Exactly.
So you just know what it is that you want. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna be me. And either it works for you or it doesn't, and vice versa. Go ahead, Rob. Will you go?
That's establishing those boundaries, I think, at the beginning too. Because you, like y'all said, y'all should never ever feel obligated to do something. So that's establishing those boundaries. I'm all choppy.
No, you're good.
No, you good.
But yeah, I definitely made sure I wasn't pressured to do anything. It was just like a natural feel, flow, and things like that. Because I didn't say certain things until I was comfortable with saying it. I didn't feel pressured to say anything just to, say it, or, just to, well, I want to make sure it's being reciprocated. This was said, I want to make sure I return that reciprocation. Just like if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not at that moment in that time, I'm not going to do it. But like I said, that's establishing those boundaries at the beginning. So, Destiny, you seem to misconstrue a lot of things we say. And we say women should naturally be submissive. Submission is not something you turn on and off. So we're just saying, what we were saying is women should be naturally submissive. So it's just like you're either submissive or you're not. So you misinterpreted what we said again. Don't make me put you on this camera.
Y'all have to remember, Destiny is the woman that's gonna fly a guy out. So, so she's already submitted in a sense, because she buying flights.
Oh, it was a joke. She said it was a joke. Well, we can't read emotion.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's the same Destiny. We just got a question from a Destiny. I'm gonna presume because it was spelled the same. That's just my opinion. It was spelled the same way. So I mean, it could not be. But anyways, Robert, Mike's in your hand.
All right, so I'm with everybody else. Like, you shouldn't expect us to provide anything other than what we say we will do. We say we're gonna show up at 7 to take you out to dinner. That's what you can expect us to provide. You come pick you up and take you to dinner. Expect us to what else we should provide is, whenever we do know what our plan is with you, we can let you know, hey, this doesn't look like it's going to work out. We can continue talking, seeing each other, or this is just for fun, or this is serious. I really like you. Other than that, everybody else, what y'all said is right on the point. What's wrong with you, Cheesy?
Hey, Rob, I heard through the grapevine that you was trying to talk.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, you a tough guy
now, Rob.
You what?
Rob, a tough guy.
I heard through the grapevine you was trying to talk tough now.
No, that's
like he took his cape off and he was like, I'm Clark Kent today. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that was the fastest switch up.
Hold on. Also, a guy shouldn't expect women to provide, the box as well. There, y'all feel happy now? Y'all feel like I got
why not? Why not? Why shouldn't we?
Because nobody should expect anything from anybody. Y'all should just show up as your genuine self. And whatever it goes from there, that's where it goes. So he didn't go off camera laughing so hard.
There he is.
Boy, I tell you, that recant was crazy. So here's my thing. What should a man provide in the getting to know phase?
That dude.
What Shan say?
We need to. Where's the gunshot? Unbelievable. No, in all seriousness, If I'm just getting to know you, you're a stranger. So, you have my number, you have limited access. That's about, you can expect my honesty, right? You can expect my integrity. You can expect, like Jerron said, for me to tell you where I want to go with you, but that's not on the first day that I meet you. Like, I heard a conversation where a young lady was like,
Why'd y'all throw
I
that
asked,
question up?
say what?
I
Oh,
was
I
just saying,
asked him,
go ahead, Chris. I was just saying,
I
why'd
she,
they throw that question up?
the young lady asked him, in the first 30 days, what are your intentions towards me? Don't ask me that in the first 30 days. I don't know you enough. I don't know you. I haven't spent enough time with you. I don't know anything about your character. And I'm like, man, in the first 30 days, like I can't even navigate whether or not I really like you. I might feel the endorphins of liking you, but to provide something like the safety and the security of, yeah, you're the person, you're the one in the first 30 days, you can forget about that. Not from me. Now, there have been times that I've done that, and I've had to learn not to do that because it's not really healthy. It's not really good for me because I get involved too quick and then it flames out. So now I'm doing things a completely different way.
My
Um,
apologies, Chris. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. What were you saying? It's
I
fine.
was saying, Kia, she said, if you're with a man for some years, you shouldn't expect anything. Kia, please read the question again. What should a man provide in the beginning phase?
Maybe she.
So what's the beginning phase to y'all? If you think you're making strides in a relationship, what do y'all think that next phase is? Like, when do you think you cross over from phase 1 to phase 2? Is it 3 months, 6 months, 8 months? Like, hey, we made it to the 3-month mark. Like, this is pretty serious. Or we made it to the 6-month mark. This is pretty serious.
No,
So what is?
so for me, there's not a time frame, right? It could be 6 months, it could be 12 months, because I still don't know enough. I haven't seen enough of your character. I haven't seen you be angry. I haven't seen you under stress. I haven't seen how you respond to your children. In the first 90 days, I might not have seen all of that. So I need to see more before I can literally shift it to a new phase. Um, and I'm actually of the mind that I kind of want exclusivity without the title of exclusivity. I want to be able to be in a relationship or be dating someone where I can only date them after I eliminate all other choices and I see that they're the person for me. But there's no time frame for that. Like, if we're spending copious amounts of time and we're able to literally just continue to get to know each other in a very organic sense, and it's not under the guise of this is my person, but we're literally just getting to know each other, and I get to see how you are, you get to see how I am, you can see how I live, and you can make suggestions, or you can help, or you can add value. I can do the same for you. That can take 90 days, it could take 6 months. But I think traditionally less than a year for me.
Right,
Less than a
right,
year, I should know.
right.
I should know a lot more within maybe 6 months, that 6 month mark, if we're
Yeah.
spending a lot of time. But if it's long distance, if you're in another state, there's a lot of hurdles that we have to, another state or another country, then, there's some hurdles that we have to cross in that
Yeah.
endeavor. So,
So
That's what I
did you
want to
continue doing it?
emphasize. That's what I want to emphasize to Kia. It's like we're talking about the beginning phase. So when you're talking about a year or years, we're progressed onto different phases. So I don't think that question applies here. Go ahead,
what
Robert.
were you saying, Robert?
I was gonna ask. I'm trying to wrap my head around one of the things you said. Like, it's like you said you want to exclusively date somebody without titling it, which I feel like I understand what you're saying, but that's like a whole concept that I would have to wrap my head around. It's like, so we exclusive. We just, y'all are basically saying that we are in a one-on-one relationship, but we're just not going to say that we're in a one-on-one relationship. Is that what you're saying? Like, I want to understand it. I'm not asking for combativeness. I'm trying to understand what
No,
you're saying.
I don't think you're trying to be combative at all. I think when you go into the relationship phase of dating, I heard somebody say, and I think it was Michael Todd, and y'all forgive him for spitting on somebody's eye, but um,
That was way late. That was
yeah, I
way
mean,
late.
I heard him say that that dating teaches people how to get divorced. Because you meet somebody, you date them for 6 months, a year, or 2 years, and then after you don't like them or things fall apart, you break up or something happens. There's no stick-to-itiveness, right? So relationships in that sense, in that traditional sense, teaches you to, when things get tough, if you don't like it, then you jump ship. And what happens is it's in a sense provoking divorce culture. So I began to think about what would my next relationship look like. I may just say, you know what, I want to be with you and only you, right? I may say that. I may say I'm only exclusively dating you. We don't have to have the title where we're together, but if she's exclusively dating me and I'm exclusively dating her, we don't need the title, because the next step for me is to go to K's or I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not promoting anybody. I'm going to the jewelry store and buy the ring, because that's my next step. Once I figure out that she's the right person and we're on the right pace and we're kind of weaving our lives together, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And
I
I've
think I,
talked. You
I
think you
think I,
got it?
I think I follow you because what it to me, just listening to it, what it seems to do is it takes the pressure of being in a
It
relationship
does.
off of it, so you can have
It
your argument,
does.
whatever, and nobody has to break up with one or the other, which adds on to more insecurities and such. It
It,
adds more
it,
drama
it
into it.
fosters genuine conversation. Genuine. So now if we have a disagreement, we can just talk. We're not at each other's throat because we're together, and and now we're not hurling insults, or now I'm threatening to break up. Things like that happen because emotions get involved. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to be emotionally involved with my person. I may change this, 6 months from now, and I meet the woman of my life. I may have already met her. I don't know, right? Because
I,
right now the organic, I'm actually on. I don't know if I told y'all this. I'm on FMLA from dating. So March 13th, right before Steak and BJ Day, I'm going back to dating full time. But right now I'm on FMLA.
Wait. What's FMLA? Maybe am I?
Family and medical leave.
Family medical.
FMLA. Yeah. No,
Who?
from dating. Yeah. I go out on dates, but I'm not taking anybody serious right now. Yeah. I'm on
It's what? What does that mean?
It's family and medical leave.
You say he's going, so you're going on dates. You're just not taking anything serious, so you're just wasting women's time. I got you.
No, I tell them I'm not dating for real. I'm not dating seriously. I'm very casual. I
Right,
explain
you're
that
not
to you.
dating
I'm
seriously.
honest.
You're dating. Yeah, I got it.
Casually. I'm casually. I
You're
want
wasting
company.
time. You're wasting their time. I got you. I'm with it,
Okay.
bro. I love it.
I really
I
wish
mean,
that whole thing you described, though. I wish that people would understand that can still coexist in the relationship without putting pressure on it, because ultimately you end up in a relationship and you still have to have those conversations that
yep.
you still have to do that anyway. So
What are you saying, Shaheed?
Do these women know, like, do
Yes.
they? So
Yes.
they just, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. I don't.
women get hungry. Women get hungry. Want to go
Yeah.
get
Not like check. So I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? So, I matched with a young lady on a dating app. We chatted
What's
for
her
a
name?
little.
What's her name? What's her social media? Put it.
Don't do it. Don't do
I'm a
it.
screenshot it and put it in the back channel.
No. Put it on YouTube. Put it on YouTube.
Don't do it. Don't
That's
do it.
not happening.
You see those little moves that I was talking about.
I'm just testing you. I'm just
That's
testing
not
your
happening.
I'm making sure
So
I'm making sure you're not inebriated.
nah. Yeah, I'm definitely above board. One thing you'll always find about me is actually I will never post a woman I'm actually dating. I never have, and I never will.
Why is that, Chris? Why is that?
Because my social media is about dating. It's about dating and coaching. It's not about my personal life. That's why.
What about you, Javon?
We already know Jerron is quiet. So
Are you posting your lady on social media, Jerron?
Pretty private, huh?
Are you posting your lady on social media? Yes or no?
I mean, I support her and everything, and if like she posts something, I support her. But I'm a pretty private person, and I think it's just
Jerron,
I've always been.
are you posting her on Frozen Triumph?
the
That's what we
question
want to
was:
know.
are you posting her on your social medias, on your Instagram?
Next question.
Because you're
Man. Go on.
He said,
right.
next question. All right. Speaking of the next question, I want to bring the next question, which is from Sharon, which I think is a really, really juicy question because sex is a hot topic in the dating and in dating phase, right? In any way, shape, or form, you can always come to ask a black man anything, and you'll be able to get very, very honest answers. So I think this is an amazing question because here it is. Does sex too soon ruin the chance of a fulfilling relationship? Now, I'm gonna throw my dart right at this one, and I'm gonna say absolutely not. It doesn't matter if you have sex on day one in the first hour. Doesn't matter if you wait 12 months. Here's the thing: the reason why
The
people
first hour.
first hour, yeah,
You're not gonna just skate past that. The first
yeah,
hour.
first hour, first hour,
Okay.
yeah, first hour, yeah.
Hey, some people got it like that, Wes.
First hour. Yo, match, marry, mate. You know what I mean? Let's do it. You feel me? When you 6'5", you know what I mean, you ride a horse, you can just do what you
Hey,
want.
no, leave me out of it.
Oh wow.
At any rate, so no, like it doesn't matter if it's within the first time you meet the person or if it's 12 months later. The thing is,
Clean it up now.
no, I mean I'll say the first hour again. It's not so much of right, like exactly. Isaiah said exactly. What people determine is too soon is typically women saying, "Oh, I don't want to have sex real so soon." They're typically saying that because there's a stigma about having sex quickly. They don't want to be deemed as a loose woman or a hoe or whatever the case is. But here's the thing: what you decide to do as an adult woman and what he decides to do as an adult man, nobody's gonna know. Like if I met somebody tonight on a dating app and we slept together tonight, the only two people that are gonna know is us. So the thing that you're thinking about people believing that you're a hoe or you're fast or you're loose or I don't want to give it up too fast. Only you think that in
But
your
but
mind,
but
and so
his
let me finish. It's not going to stop the chance of a fulfilling relationship. The goal is to not make that the overarching theme of the relationship. Don't let that be your focus. If you're only focused on that and you never get the chance to get to know the person, then yes, it will ruin the chance of having a successful, fulfilling relationship. But I'm gonna toss it to Wes. Go ahead, Wes.
what I was gonna say though is that though we do have to as men take some accountability for the reason that women feel like that is because the reality of it is as younger men, boys, shall I say, we have all participated or at least observed other young guys calling women hoes because not even because they slept around, but just because they dated multiple people who happened to whether they were in the same group of friends or whether they was just at the same high school. Just merely dating. So that whole thing was perpetuated
I've
by
never experienced that.
but you've witnessed it. But you've witnessed it because
Never heard anybody call a woman fast. Never heard of that term ever.
wow. Okay. I see where you at. I like it. I like it. Stay there. Stay where you at. But that being said, that's where it comes from, and so we get to a place we evolve as men, and we no longer care. We understand that a woman is merely discovering herself, whatever she's doing. That's not unlike what we're doing, and we're okay with it as men. But we got to remember that we were the ones, generally speaking, who perpetuated that thing from the start. The one thing I will say is this, though. Sex too soon. There was a psychologist that I read something years ago, and it's always run through. There was two statements she made, and one that pertains here is she said that women often use sex as a reward for getting to know them, but the reality is that sex should probably be a part of the getting to know uh, uh, of getting to know someone, and that I'm paraphrasing the second half of that, but here's what that means. What that means is and I was just talking about this the other day. So oftentimes through sex and intimacy, so just when we meet someone, whether it's our representative or the representative that they show up as, or whatever, before we actually get to know them, or even just as we get to know them, people can mask certain traits and certain things about themselves. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to intimacy, and for the record, sex is not intimacy, nor is intimacy sex, but oftentimes we experience intimacy during sex. The point is that during intimacy
Dr.
and even
West.
sex, um, during that, you really get to know who's selfish, you get to know who's generous, you get to know you get to know who's crazy as fuck. Like these things get revealed and they're harder to mask, whether it's a man or a woman, in that during those moments of intimacy. There's a lot to learn about a person in those moments that we can't overlook. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to happen, and there's plenty of other ways to get to know a person. You can take your time, but I would dare say that the quicker you're intimate with someone, the quicker you actually get to know who they are and whether or not they're a match for you. And I don't just mean sexually a match, but you just get to see the core of them, how they love, and you can actually, you know, compare that to what it is, how you feel, how you need to be loved, and be able to make a quicker decision.
Yeah, I actually I never looked at it that way, but I 100% agree with it. One of the things, just to answer the question, um, the answer for me it would be it just depends on who you're dealing with, right? I personally don't believe it ruins the chances of fulfilling a relationship because for me, sex is not it's a part of a relationship. It's a key part, a key component, but it's not. You know what I mean? I've had women that have gave it up to me, maybe not hour one, but maybe hour two, and and they didn't guard their sexual intimacy as much as other women did, and it made me want to get to know them more. It was like, okay, cool, I got the sex, but damn, she wasn't even like treating the sex like it was just this end all be all. I want to know like what's your mind like? What type of heart do you have? You know what I mean? So like I used to tell women like a lot, and it sounds crazy, but I used to say like you got to lower the price of the pussy, like just because like when you put it, no, like facts, because when you put something up so high and you make it so, if that's
Unattainable.
if that's the thing, the highest item on your shelf, why
Yep.
would I care about everything else that's on the middle shelf, the lower shelves when I got the grand prize? You know what I mean? It's like I don't care how intelligent you are because you've already showed me that this is your most valuable possession by the way you guarded it, by the way you like Wes said, like you used it as like this type of reward of getting to know you. So it's like now that I've achieved it, why do I care about how intelligent you are? Why do I care about the type of just your and I'm big on humanity. Like y'all know I've said this a thousand times. I'm big on how what type of human being you are. But if you show me like that you guard your sex and what's between your legs more than you guard your intellectual capacity and your heart and everything like that, then I'm not interested in those other things because you've already shown me that this is what defines you. Because what defines me, I guard it with my life. I protect it more than anything. Like my intelligence, my intellect is more precious to me than my body is. I tell women all the time, like I'll lay you on your back before I sit down and have dinner with you and let you have a conversation with me. And you might be trying to unlock something that you've been working on for 2.5, 3 years, and I say something just in the passing of conversation or something, and now I didn't change your life. But you know, we might have a good moment physically, and that be that. You know what I mean? But yeah. So that's for me. I think we oftentimes put too much emphasis on sex, and I get it. You know what I mean? Just just over time and how life has evolved. You know what I mean? We've been conditioned that way, some of us, but I think like I never go against with the energy. I read energy. If the energy is saying like, "Hey, this is what I want," I'm gonna just go with the energy. What the energy is saying. And sometimes it's not there, and sometimes I don't force it. Like I've been in situations with women that just drop dead gorgeous women, and the energy just wasn't there. I wasn't feeling it. She felt like, "Oh, what's wrong with me? He must not like me," and it was what it was. But um, it definitely shouldn't get to a point where sex is being used as like a bargaining chip.
That's pretty much where I land. Is if it and I'm I agree with Shahid. Like if that's the last, if that's the top of the mountain, then everything else doesn't really matter. For me, Shahid is his intellect. For me, it's like it's gonna take you a minute to get to the heart. Um, but if to me, the only time sex too early can ruin a relationship is if it's used as a weapon. Like if it's used as a tool or a weapon. You come in, you trying to use sex to entice somebody to want to get to know you. That maybe cheapens it too much. Or it changes the focus on to the sex as opposed to getting to know one another. The only time it'll ruin a relationship to me is if it becomes the focus of the relationship as opposed to just part of the experience of growing with one another.
Well, I believe
Jerron.
it. I believe sex can, and a lot of times I think sometimes it can complicate things. And you think about it, sex creates for a lot of people, it creates a bond. So for others, it does not create a bond. You have, for some people, sex is packed with, full of a lot of different expectations, assumptions, and ideas about relationships. Where for other people, they can have sex and they don't even think about it in a relationship. And so I feel like a lot of times it's best to actually know that person and have conversation with that person, because you may be thinking one thing, whereas that other person may be thinking something totally different. And I know with a lot of women, not all women, but some women can be emotional, and so feelings get involved. Where a lot of guys know that it's just sex to them, but to women, some women feel like, hey, if I'm doing this with this person, then I must matter to them. When in
Yep.
actuality, a lot of times, no, you don't. You may not matter to them, but sometimes women,
If he do it to me this way, he must be.
hey,
He must be. You know.
but it's not like that though. Some people just have a hard time understanding it. But one thing else I will say is, I feel like sex can also help a person come to reality as well, and come to a sense of realism or some type of realization. Because if you got a woman that's bringing sex to the table, but that's all she got to bring to the table, then as a man, you may ask yourself like, okay, well, I don't see this going anywhere else past sex, because you don't have anything else to offer me but sex. You don't have a personality, you don't have a job, you don't have no drive, you're not doing anything with yourself, so it's just sex. Whereas also for a woman, they may have the mindset of, okay, of course, me and him can have sex, but what else is there to our relationship? Or what else is there to our friendship? Is it just based off of sex? Or if there's anything else going on here? And so a lot of times it can also help you kind of separate from, to know where you're going and where you're not going. So you may have to cut somebody off, or are we going to continue to do this thing, but we just know that, hey, it's not going to go any further than this. So I think a lot of times when you take sex out the equation, then you also have a good chance of kind of understanding who that person maybe really are past sex. Because a lot of people don't have anything else to offer but sex. But then you have some people that they have sex to offer, and they got so much more to offer too. But like I said before, you do have some people that all they are is about sex. They don't have anything else to offer themselves. And those type of people, you can point them people out based off, if you don't have sex with them, how do you react? If I take sex off the table, how would that person react with me? Are we still cool? Are we still gonna do the same things we've been doing? or are you gonna get upset or get mad about it? And so I think all that stuff plays a big role too when it comes to actual sex and relationships.
I got one more thing, because for me, I think the biggest thing when it comes to sex and relationship is, to
What's the
me,
biggest thing? What's the biggest thing to
to
you?
me, and I can't say that I always
Did
operate
you
like
say
this.
the
Say
meat?
I don't always operate like this, but
He did
What's
say
Bruh,
that.
going on, man?
I
He did not
believe that.
say that, man. Come on, he did not say that. Come on.
I
Nah,
say, bro, wildin'.
nah.
Like,
What I
you
do this
know him
time?
and West be on something different.
What I do this
Come
time?
on.
Nothing. I believe that sex is best introduced into a relationship once the love is already there, once the two actually already love each other. It doesn't have to be at the point where you're engaged or married. I believe that there's a there's a lot of questions around that, but at a point to where you already love that person and that person already loves you and you guys already have that trust, that's when I believe that sex is best introduced into a relationship, as opposed to early on as a part of, hey, if our sex ain't great, then we ain't gonna make it, or sex is, like Wes was saying, it's gonna show me who you are, whether you're selfish or whether you're a giver, or you're all the other attributes of people.
Everybody don't think like that though, Robert.
That's true.
Nah, in fact, I agree with y'all. One thing I will say though is like, again, I don't tell women what to do with their bodies, and you know what I mean. That you want to hold out for 3 months, so be it. But you also gotta be mindful and make sure your sex is even up to par. If you got people waiting for it, no facts. Like if you got somebody waiting for it and you like making them jump through all these hoops, you better make sure that's by the time they get it, it's worthwhile.
There's
So
books and video education out there. There's seminars.
So, so, so that begs the question: if she makes you wait, is it okay while you're courting, if you want to have sex, if you are having sex and one person is making you wait, is it okay to, have something
Oh
else,
my God.
waiting in the wing while you're doing your thing?
I think,
Why she
man,
got you holding out?
at that point you just gotta, if she's not worth the wait, you should just dip. Because if you gotta have sex that bad to where it's just like, all right, I need to be having sex while I'm waiting to have sex for you, you might as well just like
Move on.
yeah, it's just, you know what I mean?
Robert?
I agree with
Because
Shaheed.
because that's not a conversation that no man is going to approach that conversation with a woman and say, okay, well, since you got me waiting, I'm gonna go be doing my thing over here. Like it ain't, you know what I mean? I say just
Either
if
you wait or
it,
you don't. Like either you
yeah,
there or you're not.
yeah.
So I agree with Shaheed.
But you
Wes?
got to your point though, Shahid. You did say no man is going to have that conversation, but the reality of it is that many men, I've been guilty of it. I will wait you out. I will
No,
you
yeah,
and in the meantime though, because you're waiting, your abstinence for whatever reason does not dictate mine necessarily, especially if we're just getting to know one another.
I agree, Wes, but sometimes the reality is it's not always connected. It's like I'm not necessarily I might just be having sex because I enjoy sex and I got some other women that will accommodate. I'm not necessarily fulfilling my sexual needs because you holding out. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's they're not always connected. Because
Right, right.
it's not like when she finally start giving it up, you can be like, all right, cool, I'm done here. You know what I mean? So
No, well, I've done that. I've absolutely.
you're a
So it's
different
not
breed.
when you, but when you say they're not connected, you're right. They're not connected. But peep this. But but the person that I'm getting to know, and the person that I'm hoping to make to make a part of my life can disconnect it.
No
They can
fact.
absolutely disconnect me from the other things that's going on.
That's 100% true. And I've met women where I was cool. I was definitely cool with waiting because I was already getting needs met elsewhere. And by the time that, she did come around, like you said, that disconnect happened because it's like she was worth the wait. She was worth the wait. She wasn't worth like, I'm gonna just stop having sex cold turkey. but she was worth me waiting to, have sex with her.
Yeah. Indeed.
So, follow-up question. If a woman, how does a woman make herself worth the wait? What are a few key things that she shows you, not does, because anybody can do anything, anybody can take any action. What are the things that she shows you that makes her worth the wait?
Sex is not even on my mind. I'm stimulated. I'm stimulated and fulfilled in so many other ways where I'm not even like sex. I'm not even tripping off the sex because I have a emotional high, a mental high, or whatever type of high when I'm with you, to where it's like I don't even need that physical high right now because you're giving me all these other highs.
She basically literally has to present. She basically literally has to present herself in a way that makes me believe that she's the one. That's pretty
To
much it.
me,
If I don't believe she's the one,
and to me, that's
So,
that's the tie-in. That question. That was a good question. Because if sex is not the priority at the beginning of the relationship, then you're getting to know other aspects of yourself, intellectually, mentally. So, you can't answer that second question if, sex comes that first hour, 2 hours, the first week or something like that, because it's like, that just goes against some of the answers I just heard. As far as like, if that's the priority and I've already got it, then so that
Right.
second question is irrelevant if you've already hit it out the park that first hour or first week. But
Hey,
that substance is there if you wait, if you hold out, because you're getting to know that person mentally, morals, principles, things like that. So, but yeah.
I always say that body gonna change though. So one day, you're gonna get older. The way she may look now, as she start to get older and age, and she ain't gonna look the same. But so outside of that body and everything, who is that person? That personality. Are they a good, genuine person as you all start to age? Are they still that same person? Of course, we're gonna go through changes, even mentally and stuff. But is that person who that person was from the beginning? Is that foundation still there 20, 30 years from now? Because we know the body not gonna be the same because you're gonna age. But if that person's still the same, that person who was there outside of the sex and outside of the physical capabilities, then that's the type of person I want. But if they don't have that stuff to offer them and all they got is the body, then I don't want that person, because at the end of the day, once the body leaves, they gonna leave, because that's not who I want. I want somebody that they're solid from the beginning. So
Substance is very important.
exactly.
I find it inherently dangerous when women are asking these questions because about what it is that they can do, or how can they be more whatever, because it's like musical chairs, and maybe that's not even a perfect analogy, but if you're always shifting and trying to become something other than who you are, the problem is that you're going from relationship to relationship or from man to man. We are all, while there's some things that we can all agree upon, we are all very different human beings as men. And so you end up chasing, you might end up becoming the thing that you just left, so to speak, that you would like you get what I'm saying? Like the ball is always moving. If you're always chasing it, you're never going to find that place that you can rest in, that resonates with who you actually are. So I just kind of feel like when I hear those questions about, what can I do, or how do because usually when women are asking how do you know when she's the one, that kind of thing, they're looking for a hint, and of who they need to become, and the best answer is yourself.
but isn't it okay to become somebody um, that you want, like become the person that you want to be, so that you can attract the person that you want to have? Isn't that
Yeah,
okay?
when you become the person, become the person that you want to be, not the person that you prescribed I should be, and that's
Ah,
the problem.
fair enough. Fair enough. So I agree with that. I think that um, um, for myself, I can tell you, I've come a tremendous ways away from, the butthole that I used to be, the narcissist that I used to be.
No, not you.
No, not me, not me. I mean, look at me.
Not my guy.
No, I've always been above board. I've always been stellar. No, but for the 5 days that I was less than stellar, I had to learn how to become a good person. No, but yeah, I mean, it was only like a Tuesday to Saturday type thing.
Shook up the world in that time too.
Man, oh man, let my ex-wife tell it, boy. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that story alone. No, but in all seriousness, one of the things that I learned to do in my singleness is I learned to practice the behaviors that I wanted to be, and that's how I got to be me, right? Got to, and even though I still have a little of those bad tendencies there, I learned to practice, flirting. I learned to practice, opening doors and complimenting. I learned to practice giving deference to the young lady and asking her, is this something that you need? And being open and honest, and also making an emotional connection. I've had to practice emotional availability. And that's how I got to be who I am. And that's why I think that when March 13th comes around, and as Steak and BJ Day is March 14th, I'll be able to celebrate, on a joyous occasion.
I would just like to say, man, that sounded amazing. You should run for president. I love that. That should be your plan. For sure.
No, I'm not running.
Campaign right now?
Man, listen, I'm not gonna be like the dude. Are you still in New Orleans?
Louisiana, Lake Charles. Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean,
still in Louisiana.
Did you see the senator that's running for that was smoking weed? I said, bruh.
No.
He got a camp. Yeah, I gotta find the campaign and I'll send it to you on Instagram if I ever roll by it. But anyway,
he would have my vote. I need him in office. I got a lot of SNDL and some marijuana stocks. So
he running for senator.
Legislation to be changed.
Facts. At any rate, man, I think we're right there at the tipping point, man. We're at let's rail it on in. I think I've enjoyed talking to you fellas, man, and I want to say this. Shan has been kind of coercing me, twisting my arm to do or to talk about relationships, and I think I want to. I'm like, my foot is 40% in the door, and if I want to be able to talk about relationships on a forum like this through our YouTube page, and I think that want to definitely bring the fellas in and maybe present it on a Monday or something like that, or do it by myself or whatever the case is. I want to actually do that, so be on the lookout for us advertising for that. I have a wrist burn. What do they call it? Indian burn on my arm, or Native American burn. I'm sorry if that's offensive. Native American burn on my arm because Shane has been twisting my arm to do a relationship conversation. Yes, Wes.
I have a question, sir.
You got 35 seconds.
Shahid, what are you grinning about? Share with the class.
Oh man, I'm on my phone, man. It's a Thursday night, man. I'll say that.
Exactly.
Continue.
I'm on my phone too. In all seriousness, I just want to say, if you are looking for love and looking for a relationship advice and things like that, be on the lookout for that. We're definitely going to consider launching that. Want to have some of the powerhouses that I've met over the course of the years. Of me being single, me being a human, to come on and join the podcast. So I haven't figured out a name of it. So if y'all got names, y'all can hit me on Instagram with some podcast names. But I definitely want to talk about love and relationships as much as possible, from every aspect and every way. With that being said, I think we have done our duty. We have an amazing show. We've done it in just under 2 hours, so we're going to get out of here. So whatever is going on that man's phone, that man's phone, he can get to it. Because I think he got to breed a horse or something like that. He got to go out, make sure they get the bale of hay or whatever. Robert got to go find his cape. I think he flew off the 15th floor. He got to go chase it because he was struggling in the first half.
Oh, God.
And as always, Jerron is quiet every freaking show. Now I'm glad that Thursday Night Football is off because Jerron is with us. I don't know if y'all paid attention. Y'all can see the whole football game. No, I'm just teasing.
Right. I want to ask him what's the score a long time ago.
There ain't no score.
We're playing tonight. With that being said, fellas, man, let's go ahead and give an outro so we can bounce. Robert
Longmire, Bakersfield, California. Y'all can find me on all the social medias with Longmire44 right there. Great show. Almost got myself in trouble. Almost got fired today, but it's all good.
Did you?
I'll go ahead and pass it to Jerron.
Hey, man, great show, man, as always. Until next time, this is Jerron, licensed clinical social worker here in Mississippi, signing off. As I always say, do something nice for yourself this weekend. I'm out. Colin.
Oh, okay.
Wes.
You just gonna jump in.
Colin froze, ain't it?
No. Go ahead, Colin.
Colin, of course, enjoyed tonight's show. Always appreciate it, fellas. But yeah, great topic, great discussion. So, yeah.
Hey, Colin.
Yes, sir.
That's a wonderful hat you have there, sir. What are you wearing?
Oh, thank you. Go on, brother, sir.
I appreciate that. This is
Carhartt.
That's the hood Santa Claus outfit.
This is not that. Wes Stewart out of Los Angeles, California, currently in Louisiana, hometown. Artistic IQ on all social medias. Passing it to the young bull, Shahid, my brother.
Shahid Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California. P0STA on all social media platforms. Always a pleasure, fellas. And then all my gentlemen in the audience that's out there, if you ever go on a guy's trip and you hug a woman, make sure it's 3/4 of an foot. So you can,
Don't put yourself in those
make sure it's a side hug.
Don't put yourself in those situations.
It's love, Chris. On you.
Mr. Producer, are you coming on? Please send me a message, sir. We know you've been working quietly. There he is.
Hey, y'all.
He still got corona cough.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get over that. Great show tonight, man. Right, perfect timing. 2 hours and 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Look at that. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next Thursday. Go ahead, Chris.
Y'all know who I am, Chris Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. Sad we had to lose to Kansas City in such a great fashion. It was an amazing game. Make sure you all, that was a real good game. The best game of the weekend. Make sure you all click my look at that, my fingers is on point this time. Click right here on Instagram, _Chris Davis. You can find me. Want you to go on there and purchase my books. Share them with your friends, and most importantly, take a screenshot of this particular broadcast. Post it in your Instagram stories, and I will make sure that our social media team reposts it. If you want to tag me in it or tag Shahid, tag Mr. Hardiman, I will be able to tag any of these guys, and we want to just reshare it. Share it with your friends. Share what you've been doing on Thursday nights, because this is the place to be. And make sure you like the broadcast. With that being said, peace. And we out of here.
All right.
From the playground, Playground. Yeah, that's some. Oh, look, Shahid didn't even look up. See, he don't even know that song.
Nothing about it.
He had a real playground.
Blizzard, chilling in the blizzard. I got a break because my mama said be home by dessert.
Wes, that camera be crystal clear, man.
Go and be crystal clear. Crystal clear. Go ahead, Crystal.
What'd you say?
Go ahead, crystal clear. You said you're gonna be crystal clear.
No, I said your camera be crystal clear. Like
Oh, I thought you were going to be. I thought you were saying.
I ain't never seen man like that
I
before.
am not married.
Right now.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Janet, thank you for putting it down. Involved on social media. You had it down, brother. You had it back. Hoping for you to continue. Colin Harden.
Yes, sir. Somebody call my name.
Yeah, I called your name, man. I'm
Shan.
shouting you out, brother.
Shan, what's the other link to our own restream?
We're still live, brother.
I know, but what I'm saying is, can you put it in the back channel? We the Dolphins.
I hear you.
So y'all saying the 49ers ain't gonna win in this week?
Nah, I got the Rams and the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the Rams gonna win that one, bro.
Rams and the Chiefs. Rams gonna win and the Chiefs gonna win. Now, mind you, San Francisco is tough, but man, that daggone man, them 49, the Rams got
beat twice already this season by the 49ers.
Hey, third time the charm though, man. Ain't gonna get beat the third time.
You know it's tough to beat somebody 3 times in a season. You know that, right?
I get that. But if anybody got a shot at doing it, it's them. It should be a good game altogether, though. I just hope that they don't let them
You know what Joe what's Joe Clark said? You smoke crack, don't you? You know what smoke crack does to you? It kills your brain cells.
I with Jimmy G back there, man. Y'all ain't winning nothing, man.
Oh man, I'm saying this every time he throw the ball, it's like, man, that's either a good throw or what the hell are you doing? Like, what?
You said with who?
Jimmy G, quarterback, man.
Oh.
Hey, they beat the GOAT, man. They beat the GOAT. They ain't winning, bro.
I'm saying Jimmy G though, he I think he just is a lucky character. I think that's what it is. He damn near threw that game away 4 or 5 times.
Hey Robert, I just want to say I appreciate you for giving that disclaimer, man, because Colin was about to hang you by your neck.
Shoot, Yoda was trying to get me.
Hey man, I'm just trying to keep you out of harm's way, brother.
This dude said, "It's no difference if you drunk."
Don't bring it back up, man.
Please don't. No.
I'm like, what is he saying?
Let's try to make 15 more seconds with the
right. Yeah, we got it.
Let's not get flagged. Last 3 seconds, take the whole video down.
Right, the whole video.